Welcome back from the break, everybody, in the first match of the day. We're live here from the Blizzard Arena in Los Angeles. I'm Semmler. With me is Hex. And Hex, we have some explaining to do. It's not because I'm a rock star. It's because my glasses snapped. And I realized just how blind I am now. I hadn't realized until, so thankfully I have these so I can actually read the screens.
Yeah, I mean, excuses.
Excuses, I just wanted to wear sunglasses inside, be that guy.
Sunglasses inside. I mean, it is LA. The amount of people in Los Angeles who wear their sunglasses inside on even cloudy days is staggering.
It's just a thing. It's just a thing. It's just a thing. But you know what? What comes with the glasses, what comes with this look is the spice. And we're already going to set that up nice as well, because going into this match, there has been a little bit of smack talk between these teams. And I love to see it, Hex. We don't get enough of it, but some of the players and some of the coaches have decided to step up.
Yeah, Jane, the assistant coach for Dallas, also a prolific streamer, said their GOATS was trash. Just call it what it was. Their GOATS was trash. He was talking about London and Philadelphia, so a double shot there from Jane. And Carpe, he's he's a fish, but this carp's got some bite. Jane said our GOATS was trash. I hope he's ready to lose against some trash GOATs, says Carpe.
Let's go. I love it. This is what it's all about, because Jane, of course, had to fire back. He couldn't let it rest, Hex. He had to get back in here. And here I was worried that Fusion might actually try to improve their play during the week. But hey, they're just going to show up on Saturday without any improvements at all. Then I guess I'll relax and take a day off. See you soon, Carpe.
Yeah, maybe Dallas took yesterday off 0-4. Didn't look all that good. I can get in on the action too here, I suppose. Give a little spice back and forth.
Jane is coming in with the hot takes, man. He's really going into it.
He's coming out. I wanted to talk to them about it yesterday, but when I walked past Dallas after their 0-4, it looked like someone had just kicked their puppy, so I just let it go and went home.
Well, apparently we had a word with Carpe real quick before the match, and this is what he had to say.
제인 코치가 그 얘기를 한 클립을 이제 트위치에서 봤는데, 트윗을 보긴 했는데 제 생각은 똑같아요. 저희가 처음에 들었을 땐 좀 기분도 나빴고, 그리고 저희는 고츠 조합이 나쁘지 않다고 생각해요. 저희 트래시 고츠한테 질 준비하면 될 것 같아요.
Philadelphia Fusion starts off with a bang and with a big fat W.
제가 생각하기에는 그쪽도 그렇게 잘하는 것 같진 않아요. 이번에 이제 달라스 퓨어를 상대로 이해된다면 그냥 그 상황이 너무 재밌을 것 같아요, 저한테.
There you go. I love it. That's what it's all about, Hex. I mean, he has the mildest way of putting it. I don't think that they have the best GOATs either. It's just so polite. It's so nice.
He's a low-key killer.
Thanks, Carpet. Thanks for that. But, guys, we're going to get into the match now, and we're going to see who's going to come out on top in this one. And the first team to make it to the stage will be the Philadelphia Fusion.
Out on stage first is Carpe. I just want to talk about Philly and Dallas as a regional rivalry. If you're into the NFL at all, you know that Philly hates Dallas, Dallas hates Philly. If you're a Philadelphia fan, your favorite team is Philadelphia Eagles. Your second favorite team is whoever's playing the Dallas Cowboys.
There you go, laying it all out with the hand egg. These guys, though, these guys are going to be getting into it on the server. So Philadelphia Fusion, these are the starting six. No shock to see Carpe and EQO in the mix right to kick things off.
The big shock, though, is that Boombox still a little bit under the weather. He's going to be out of it. Elk will be replacing him. Now, Elk and Neptuno both considered main supports, meaning they play the Lucio, play a Mercy if you see it, not necessarily a flex support on the Zenyatta. So Elk was thrust into that role last game. Philadelphia struggled a little bit with it, not quite at the Boombox level. A lot of pressure on that support line for Philadelphia today.
It's tough when you got big boots to fill like that. You got to step in and perform on stage. Not everybody's capable of it, but now he has a little bit of experience, so we'll see what he'll be capable of today. Of course, their opponents will be none other than the Dallas Fuel.
Burton blue roster coming out, and it's just been so inconsistent for this team. Open up the season 0-4 against San Francisco. Signs of life look very good against Seoul, go 3-1, and then recently another 0-4. They're an adaptable team, but I want to see them learn from tape. They keep trying these same strategies, then go back to what's working. We're going to see it early on in Busan.
Oh, what I'm liking to see right now is it seems like Dallas Fuel are starting to settle on what their strategy is, and they're starting six man in the middle, Hex, AKM.
Yeah.
Not Effect to kick things off this series. Last time we saw Dallas Fuel, they started with Effect. It looked a little shaky. AKM got subbed in immediately. Seems like Dallas are trying to cut to the chase this time.
Effect's Zarya has definitely been shaking. We'll bring up some numbers if he comes in. So AKM has been very vocal in his shot calling, a lot of versatility. Honestly, one of their better compositions is when they run a 3-2-1 with 3 supports, 2 tanks, and then AKM running a utility hero in a Sombra. So that's been what they've been most successful on. We'll see if that's what they want to run here as we kick off the match.
pretty sure these guys, they want to just hit the ground running with goats. You got to get it out of the air early. Who's gonna get the dominant play?
For those of you confused with all the trash talk and the goats talk, we're not talking about farm animals. It's not a petting zoo out here. Goats is a colloquialism, generally the term referred to as 3 tanks and 3 supports, popularized by one of our teams in our minor league system called the goats. So that's where it came from, that's where it stuck, and if you hear the term goats, that's what it means.
It is the greatest lineup of all time. There you go. The greatest strategy in Overwatch. All the abilities, every team fight, nobody dies until the very end. But now let's go ahead and hop into the map set presented to you by Toyota. And we will have 4 maps coming right at you. Busan, our control map to kick things off.
Yeah, Busan is kind of what I want to see Dallas on early, because the last several times I watched them, especially on Mecha base, they tried to run the DPS strategy, very popularized by the Charge and even Chengdu, and then they realized, hey, this doesn't work, let's go to what works. And then they tried it again, and they come out with this heavy DPS comp. They're like, hey, this doesn't work, let's go to what works. So if you know that, you've got film on it, why not you just start what's working?
That's just hit the ground running, Hex. That's the thing. Although, oh, that would be fun to see some McCree, but I highly doubt it. Highly doubt it.
Well, I don't know. Philadelphia's run McCree on control before. It was mostly Nepal, though. Carpe ran the McCree for them. I don't think OG would be the one to run the McCree for the Dallas Fuel, but we shall see as we get into it on Mecha base what these teams want to run. I want to see if Dallas has learned from their mistakes and just opens up with this 3-tank strategy with a Sombra, and it does seem like they have learned from it. They're going against what's been a very popular strategy on the other side of things of a heavy DPS composition with a Wrecking Ball.
Yeah, get the Wrecking Ball in there with the Hammond and just lay waste. That has been the focus. We have been seeing both of these strategies in play, so let's see who's going to get it right the first time around. Carpe with a little bit of a peek, instantly has a gorilla jumping at his face, and he has to back off. Got a little hot and bothered there for a second, but it looks like they will be able to regroup. Dallas Fuel really trying to stick together as a unit right now.
Dallas is just trying to collapse angles here, and they're able to take down Snillo immediately. That's a big pick. Now you don't have to worry so much about getting flanked on the back by that highly mobile damage-dealing hero. Philadelphia Fusion will take first control, though, despite losing the first player.
So a strong start, that is it. But, you know, as far as the Tracer going down, it's not the end-all, be-all. You lose a little bit of damage, but the core remains the same, and they are going to find success, especially if Carpe is going to start off strong with some headshots here. Gets the body shot, barely misses out on the follow-up on Unko. That would have been big, but he will eventually get hunted down. OGE right now just leading the charge, finding the kills for his team. That's 2 now on the board for him.
He's done a great job of focusing down Carpe. The only reason you lose to a Widow in this kind of composition is if you just let them do whatever they want. We've seen teams ignore the Widow at their own peril. Flips back and forth despite early kills. The Philadelphia Fusion able to get more on the other side of things. Now in control of the point and ticking up.
So good on them. They will have it. They've got the pulse bomb going into this next fight as well. Ult's about to come online across the board for Philadelphia Fusion, so they're going to be a tough nut to crack. Zachary trailing a little bit behind here for the Fuel in terms of ults, but we do have the Lighthouse coming online here for Unko, so we'll see when he decides to shine the way. As the Dallas Fuel are going to start applying pressure to the point, and they're going to get it for free. Philadelphia electing to try and set up the fight instead of being forced into it by Dallas.
Big Bomb does a lot of damage, no follow-up though. OG continues to find Carpe and eliminate him. Trying to get back onto this point. They're going to evict the Philadelphia Fusion off of the point. Nice cleanup there, and so far the standout has been OG, just not letting Carpe do anything.
We've been seeing this as a trend more and more. I mean, obviously with that, with fewer damage dealers in the lineups, you're starting to see a little bit more focus come on the tanks to get the job done. OGE not caught sleeping this morning. He's coming in hot already with 4 kills to his name.
Some nice switch-ups, though. EQO is going to go to the Diva, and now they're also going to run a McCree. So they get off of the Tracer. Had not been very effective. Carpe is going to try to run the McCree, but EMP into the corner. Carpe is actually able to get OG.
Oh, wow, it works perfectly. This is the counter. You get that McCree in there, you're going to jump on me, Gorilla. I doubt it. There's the stun. You're dead. And that's the start the Philadelphia Fusion we're looking for in this fight. Despite the hacks, despite the EMP, they are going to make their way onto the point, regain control, and Dallas Fuel will top out at 83%.
Got to give Neptuno a ton of credit there. The sound barrier kept everyone alive, was able to dodge that EMP and use his ability on his team to get them all happy and healthy. Now changes come in for Dallas. They're going to get off of some of these heroes, move AKM over to Azaria. We'll see how it goes for them. They only really need to win one more fight at 83%.
Exactly, and once again, just for free, they get the point. Now it's all about this fight for Philly, and they're getting picked off. Zachary gonna get the kill on Sato with the help of OGE. And now OG's just jumping into the back line. He's going to get that cleave going just on all of the squishies, and there isn't a whole lot that Philadelphia can hope to do. EQO going to go down as well. And this should snuff it. Oh, no, not going to be able to get into the new mech. And that will be the first point picked up for Dallas Fuel. Dallas looking good so far. It's going to be a question of whether this keeps up this trend. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have the second point. So, Hex, Dallas, they get the start they were looking for. Jane, he doesn't have to hide his face in shame just yet.
Not yet, and hopefully not. I like a little bit of banter between the teams anyway, so hopefully we're not dissuading anyone from doing that. If you talk some trash, we will highlight you. We love it, me and you especially.
Yeah, buddy.
If you're keeping track at home, track down how many times we say spicy. It's gonna be plenty. Dallas right now has started on a song. We're gonna go back to spawn, make some changes here. It does seem like they're just going to go with a very standard 3-3 composition. Everyone on similar heroes, and it looks like we've got a straight-up mirror match.
Yes, mirror match of the 3-3. So this is what the spice was all about, Hex. Well, let's see. Are Dallas going to be able to get it done? That's 3. Billy looking for the angle. EQO going to get pushed back. Nice crowd control coming in here from Dallas. Not going to let him get into the back line. And so Dallas just relentless at this point. Quite a bit of damage taken by OG, but his teammates are there to keep him alive. And OG will start things off strong. Sato is dead, and that pretty much ends the fight. Dallas Fuel should be picking up the first point now.
Losing your Rhine is so difficult here. Losing your Zara is obviously a little bit worse based on the numbers, but the cleanup that comes through once that Rhine shield is down is just so brutal. So far, Zachary's having a good game. He's gotten a lot of flack and a lot of blame for these Dallas losses, but it's a team game. I don't think you can really blame one person. I do want to keep a close eye on him, though, especially if Philadelphia starts switching into a more dive-centric 3-3 composition with a Winston jumping in. Does he have Bash on cooldown? Is he using rallies at the right time? There's a rally right now.
Well, he's nearly doubling Snillo's heal output right now, so Zachary doing a good job of keeping his teammates alive. And, well, you don't really need to worry about keeping them alive if the other team is dead, Hex. And, you know, that's a feel-good moment there for Dallas. But yeah, Zachary, eyes on him once again.
Well, you love to see that fight because it's a fight won just off of the rally. Now the armor is going to be up, should be decaying momentarily. But if you can win a fight using only one ultimate, you're happy to make that trade every day of the week.
Especially in this ult-heavy, I wanted to go strategy, meta, you know?
Well, meta is a strategy, I get it.
There you go. We're going to get the grab right on through. Self-destruct combo, lobbed at the back. Shield is up, though. Solid play so far from Philadelphia Fusion. Going to go ahead and soak up these blows, and they don't really take too much from it, although Dallas real quick right now on the wrap. Trying to get some punish going, but they are not going to make it happen. They don't want to overextend. Philadelphia, let them back up if they want to. Valuable time getting burnt off the clock. 70% now for Dallas Fuel, and they are 1 point away from taking this first map.
Yeah, it's gone by in the blink of an eye. Philadelphia has not even really been able to use their ultimate abilities. Now they got an all-smash Q. See what they can get out of it. No real setup there for that self-destruct. A huge shatter. Where's the follow-through? There it is. L comes through with 2 kills.
L comes through with 2. Unko and Zachary dead. The sound barrier wearing off just in the nick of time to allow that to happen. And Philadelphia now only losing Sato, but they've done enough damage here to Dallas Fuel to be able to push forward and actually start setting up shop on this point.
Yeah, it's kind of tough for Philadelphia because you would have liked to chase down the remaining 3 heroes there, but you did have to get on the point, taking up to 98%. Dallas can actually just take a couple of lost fights on purpose as long as they don't use ultimates. They only need 1 more to win the map.
Yeah, Zach, once again, going to go for the rally. AKM fully charged. He's going to be doing so much damage. And the grab straight in. He's got the follow-up. Doesn't need any help from the Diva. And Dallas Fuel looking phenomenal right now. It is going to be a full collapse here on the Philly side. Snillo and Neptuno, the last 2 alive, and they have to stay alive and touch this point. Otherwise, it's all over. Neptuno going to get melted on his way in, and that is it. Dallas Fuel will start off strong versus the Philadelphia Fusion. They will pick up the first map.
Pretty one-sided there, 27-12 in terms of kill. Dallas starts off really strong. We'll see if they can continue to do so as we head into map 2.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
They don't just play for a team. They play for every fan, every rival, every moment, every match. And when everyone watching expects the best, they perform with the best.
Make some noise and welcome to the stage. Give it up for the boys from Texas. It's the Dallas Fuel.
Going to be a better transcendence, but effect!
There we go, buddy, there we go.
Mica gets the self-destruct with 2. Into the winner 1v1. Another shield get. Oh, he comes in. He multiple some over people on this.
You had it there on your screen just a moment ago. The Dallas Ultimate Weekend. Hex, it's true. We're going out on the road. This is it. We're taking the show to Texas.
Yeah, book your tickets there, April 27th, April 28th. If you have not experienced Overwatch live in an arena, make sure you do. It's super fun, super hyped to be with the crowd. Some casters will be there.
Yeah. Casters will be there, teams will be there, a whole bunch of fans will be there. Every time Dallas go there, they've got just fans lining up, signing, waiting to meet them. Be sure to get your tickets, dallasfuel.com. Check it out, get the passes, they're gonna go quick. But now, Hex, we gotta see, is it gonna continue well here for Dallas? Because they've had a very strong start versus Philadelphia Fusion. As you can see, they picked up the first map in this series. So can the Philly fight back, or is Dallas going to keep rolling over them?
I think right now Dallas has put their best lineup out there if they want to run 3-3, and you can't talk all that trash about how good your 3-3 is and not run it constantly, but I think AKM is straight up just a better Zarya than Effect. Effect died too often, first in fights, and not surprisingly, Dallas won 0 fights in which Effect has died first. Zarya dying first results in only 6% of team fight wins, so it's kind of a big deal.
It's a big stat. That's a big stat. And it's something good for you guys to keep an eye out on. You know, Reinhardt, Zarya, D.Va, these are the 3 really, you know, if they go down, it's really hard to hold. But Zarya in particular, just because bubbles are gone, but damage is gone too. You lack that follow through. Poco's going to get subbed in for Snillo over on the Philadelphia Fusion side. Bienvenue, mon ami. And then we're going to get into it.
You mentioned how important divas can be, and Poco, one of the best in the business, has a lot of merchandise named after him because of his diva bombs, and diva bombs are so important in this. It's not always just about the diva. You got to get the Graviton in there, and then the Lucio is so important to displace shields, to put people in harm's way, if you will. And Numbani is a map that you're going to run diva on pretty much 100% of the time, so you bring in Poco, able to work with Sato there, because I'd be expecting Philadelphia to try to run a Winston kind of tank composition because of the mobility.
Exactly.
Bonnie, you always have to be able to get high ground and move up and down.
Exactly, and the cleave. If you're all stick together like that up on those tiny little balconies, perfect place for a Winston to leap into action, start getting that cleave going with this Tesla cannon. But big thing here is that AKM is still in the mix. No sub over on the Dallas Fuel side of things. AKM will be lending his voice to the team, and they will be just slightly more coordinated, it seems, because of it.
Well, Effect is a great player, but we've seen metas kind of take great players down a notch here and there. If you can't adapt to the heroes that you must play, you think of a guy like Birdring, right? London's just better when he's not in it. Now, the meta will shift throughout the season, so the superstars that you don't see in the game right now could come roaring back as the game changes throughout our 2019 Overwatch League season. But as it stands, Dallas going to come out on a 3-3 composition with the Winston to allow them the mobility. Defense, Philadelphia, I think they prefer to run the Winston 3-3 anyway, so that's exactly what you see from them.
Yeah, mirror as far as we're concerned here. And the usual strategy, straight up onto the high ground here from Dallas Fuel, trying to get on to this small balcony. You can see Sato's just ready and waiting with that cannon to cleave him through. And as soon as OG pokes his head out, it looks like Dallas is just gonna go for the quick rotate around. Not gonna go, as we've seen other teams try to do, just run right head first into a brick wall. They decide to wrap onto the point from the low ground, and now it's on Philadelphia Fusion to decide how they want to react.
I think they were expecting a little more resistance because I think they were going to try to go all the way around, take the back door, and then go up the stairs to the high ground. But now, with no real resistance in front of them, they're just going to take this backside. They might rotate through here. It's kind of tricky because I think they already outflanked Philadelphia, who thought they were going up the stairs.
I love this. It's just getting him out of position. Poco's slightly out of position. He is going to be down on that point now, but trying to go for the jukes here, Dallas Fuel, not showing themselves. Let Philadelphia wonder where they're going. EQO taking a whole hell of a lot of damage, and Carpe is going to be the first one to go down at the hands of Unco. Orb to the face. OG gets the slam on Poco as well. 2 big kills coming through here for Dallas, and all of them are healthy right now, Hex. This is looking great for the Fuel.
Well, the stats are not going to lie here. We mentioned right before the match started, if you lose your Zarya, only a 6% chance that you're actually going to win that team fight. So I'm not really good at math, but it's a 94% chance that you're going to lose a team fight. So you lose that Zarya, that fight's pretty much over right there. Nice focus fire to take down Carpe. Dallas cleans it up.
Playing with fire, Hex, playing with fire.
I mean, technically it's 5.9%, so I cheated by rounding, but, you know, cut me a little slack.
Nah, okay, I'll let you off the hook this time, man. It's a brave commentator who's willing to do math live on stream. Gotta admire. Poco, from his perspective now, he's got the self-destruct. Could be looking to use that to engage or just hold on to it for a fresh mech. For now, at least, it's going to be Sato leading the charge, though, straight in, smashing Zachary into the wall, and nearly losing AKM. It looks like eventually they will get the kill on AKM as well. Dallas Fuel getting overwhelmed, and Philly now setting themselves up for a hard hold right out of the spawn.
Sato, just a better Primal Rage there. You had 2 enraged Winstons going at each other. Reminds me of the video game Primal Rage, in which monkeys just fought each other, but that is neither here nor there. And now this is the strategy we see on a lot of defenses. Hold as far forward of spawn as possible, because if you get your Zarya on the high ground and all his damage done beats the Carpe getting a Graviton.
Good recognition now on Dallas' side, though, realizing that they could try and push forward. It looks like they took a little bit too much damage in the process. Self-destruct combo coming through. What a shot! RCK kills 3. There's the combo. That's how it's supposed to work. And Dallas Fuel, well, just gonna run right over that defense roughshod.
Now that's the play, and the combo is much easier to hit when the other team does not have a Reinhardt. The shield's a lot more healthier, a lot easier to manage. That combination works so well because the Winston bubble really the only thing that's going to stop that. Winston bubble on cooldown and ability, and also much quicker to break. So you can grab and then break the bubble, throw in the self-destruct. Nice coordinated play from Dallas.
Solid work, and they do manage to take advantage of it. They're around the bend nearly here with the payload, getting close to that second point. Unco going to decide it's now or never for the trance, and it's just going to be the old fiesta now as teams are trading back and forth. Sound barriers in. OG dropping dangerously low. I'm looking for the kill. There it is. RTK there to lend a helping hand, and Dallas Fuel steadily pushing the defense back.
A little bit of an overstep from AKM, but they might not get punished for it based on how many people they killed right before it. The only downside of that is AKM was at about 100 energy. Now when Zarya dies, she has to reset her energy. Gonna have to take some damage on barriers to get back up there.
Exactly. It's just a little bit of time. But AKM is still in the mix, and he's got that grab ready to go as well. So we'll see. Will they have the coordination to try and push through this choke point now, Dallas Fuel? That is the question. Philly, once again, trying to hold close. You got Neptuno up on the high ground there. Keep an eye on him. He could be looking to just drop down and knock people out of position. Dallas Fuel have to be wary of that. And it will be the grab. Thrown in. Shield is up. OG going to get pinned out of position, though, and Sato's going to take him for a ride. Instantly, Dallas Fuel backing off, and Philadelphia Fusions won that fight.
Now going to look forward, try to get some damage done, charge up the ultimates that you need as Carpe's only at 11%. All the ultimates pretty much online for the Philadelphia Fusion, aside from Neptuno. But you want to push them away, take high ground, and make getting out of spawn a trouble of its own.
Oh, the grab is there. Self-destruct by Poco, just launched into the mix, not going to find anybody. Nice attempt at a boop there by RCK, trying to get the Philadelphia Fusion off of that high ground. Some quick, fancy footwork on Philly's side. They do manage to survive. Carpe going to find the kill on Unco to kick things off, and that's only going to slow down Dallas Fuel all the further. He is going to respawn.
You have to wait because Transcendence is so important. If you get Graviton, it's one of the only defenses to it. Now, Carpe at 71%, that's close enough that he should be able to get there in one of these fights, depending on how charged up he is. So that's why you definitely have to wait for your Zenyatta. It's your only defense against getting completely wiped by only a grab.
Not quite sure which way they want to face, but the Fuel are going to find a little choke point here to take advantage of into the stairwell, collapsing on Sato, and that's a big kill to start things off. They will overwhelm Elk as well. And Philadelphia Fusion now falling apart one after the other. This should be some steady progress here for the Fuel. Nobody left on Philly's side to contest, and so they will manage to finally get through this choke point and into the bend.
In this meta, I've seen fights take place in places I've never seen fights take place before in all of Overwatch. Yeah, I mean, credit to our observers for getting us something to look at there, but a fight in that stairwell almost never happens. Dallas going to try to ride this momentum through. They're nearing their combination again. The Graviton is self-destruct.
Setting up that combination that is so key here for this following fight. OG's also got the Shatter. He can decide to throw that down if he can catch Sato with his shield down for a moment. Trying to open up the angle, but it's going to be tough. Grab is just going to get thrown in, and now we're going to go and see Sato. He is getting booped, but he gets the shield up in time to keep his teammates alive, and it will be Philadelphia Fusion with the counterplay. Dallas Fuel getting overwhelmed.
It's a great response there. The shield up, but also two Zarya shields went down right at the perfect time. A nice patient play from Carpe to make sure he could save people. Even if that shield wasn't up, he was going to stay alive through that self-destruct. So combo was set up, no completion on it. But that's only two ultimates they used, and during that fight, they're able to build up everything else. So Dallas has done a good job of keeping good care of their economy.
Pretty much even on ults at this point. Sato, no Shatter on his side. But the grabs are out of the picture, so it's going to come down to exactly this. Taking advantage of the self-destruct, throwing it out there. We will have the follow-up as well. Shatter gets thrown in by OG. Did manage to take somebody for a ride by the looks of things, but that's going to be pushed back. And they are evenly trading at this point. It is Elk getting caught out, though, at the back, that he will go down. Eliminated because of the trance, pulled way out of position, and now his team, 5 versus 6. They need to withstand, but it's not going to happen. Sato will go down. Carpe is the next in line. If they can drop Carpe, this would be big, and the Dallas Fuel remove that threat.
Got a little bit out of position. Elk dying there really hurts because they had the sound barrier. I'm not sure if Elk got hit with it or not, but then the rally comes a little bit late, and now it's just desperation time for the defense.
Instant stun thrown in, grab on the point as well. Let's go, boys. EQO trying to do the best he can to survive. The self-destruct over it. Couple of extra meters gained. They're right on the edge now, Dallas. Poco has to live as long as possible. He cannot leave this point for an instant. And he will get ejected immediately. That should be it. Dallas Fuel. All 3 points on Numbani.
They get it with some time on the clock, too. We'll see how the Philadelphia Fusion offense reacts right after this break.
The man in question, OG, on your screen. The beast tank for the Dallas Fuel, who's done nothing but great work today. 4 final blows for his name after that offense. But let's go ahead and take a look at a replay real quick. And the reason why we're bringing up OG is that in this key fight at the end for Philadelphia Fusion, who but OG is just going to go ahead and take Elk for a ride? Trance, I think not. all the way into the back. Elk totally out of position, not able to help his team, and he was the first to die because of it.
Yeah, it's just a game of millimeters right there because he steps just shoulder past OG right there, and OG finds the angle right around the corner. That's why he didn't get the sound barrier from the Lucio. That's why that was the first kill. OG's done nothing but good things since he joined this Dallas roster. Even going back to last year, I feel like it really invigorated the squad, the addition of OG and Unco to this team. It's been a different Dallas roster, but unfortunate for Elk, still learning the ropes in the Overwatch League. Of course, the seasoned player just hasn't had experience at this level very often.
Yeah, it's a tough break, but when you're playing against the best, you're not allowed to make a single mistake. Well, just a little bit of a poke forward there from the Philly Fusion side of things. Taking a look to see what they were up against, if there were any traps laid out in front of the spawn. Seeing that the way is clear, they will go with the strategy. And this is more of the 3-3 strategy coming through. The big beef. 3 tanks, 3 support, straight up onto the platform.
All right, we're going to rotate up here and just waiting into the arms of Winston. Now it's just battle. Almost knocks Sato off the edge. It's almost as good as a kill for the Dallas defense. You get him down, he's isolated. You can jump on him and take that away.
OG getting stunned. Look at this. I mean, with 6 targets to cleave on, look at how close he is to his primal already. 92% and counting. He's going to have the primal, and then as soon as he has that primal, it's nightmare time for Philadelphia Fusion. They're just not going to get through that door.
And if they get through the door, the primal will knock them off the edge too, so we might be calling to let them in, and that's exactly what happens.
Go for the punch. Get out! Go for a ride, Sato. Go tell me how the greenery looks down there at the bottom. He's out of it. Philly going to get cut up by OG. And it's working perfectly right now for Dallas Fuel.
Have a nice trip. See you next fall. OG just waits for them to come in and not tracking the ultimate that the primal is up there. It can be very difficult because of all that cleave. You're like, who's getting hit or are we getting hit? Because there's so much healing coming through that you don't really take into account the Winston cleave damage there, but a perfect single-handed play for OG.
2 minutes 20 on the clock for Philadelphia Fusion. They've lost a lot of time so far. Bubble here once again for OG, getting the proper support, but this will now be the sound barrier thrown in here from Philadelphia Fusion. Despite that fact, Elk still goes down. Big kill to kick things off here for the Fuel. AKM fully energized as well. He's got the grab. Just waiting for Poco to be out of position with that D-Matrix, and now he knows he can throw it in, but I don't think it's necessary. He doesn't either.
Guess who doesn't have grab anymore? Carpe threw it in and got eaten up by RCK, so that is a huge swing in the ultimate advantage. And again, what's been so impressive about Dallas so far is they're managing ultimates. They seem to always be ahead in ults. They're winning fights using single ultimates. They're winning fights without using any ultimates, and they're just playing so well as a team. Right now, I mean, you got to say their 3-3 looks a little bit better than Philadelphia's 3-3.
It's looking clean, and they're about to crack open a 6-pack as well. Zachary 10% away from a rally, and this is big now for the Fuel. They have everything going their way. Pressure's on Philly. Minute 20 on the clock now to get something going. AKM is just patiently waiting it out. The stun, he's down the low ground though. Don't think they'll be able to get the follow-up. He did get covered by the sound barrier. But the rest of his team doing a great job of just locking the door on Philly, who are going to have to go down to the low ground now. But AKM is here, waiting to see if Poco's going to use the D-Matrix. There it is, hides it in the corner, going to go ahead and chuck it in. Both self-destructs get thrown into the fight. The shields are up, however. That's not going to save Philly. Too much focus fire coming through here for Dallas.
I don't think Philly's gotten a kill so far on this offense. So really rough time for them. Back to the drawing board, but we are under 1 minute. They have to find something to get through here. Otherwise, this is going to be a very quick 2-0 lead for Dallas. However, everybody used everything in that last fight, so we're reset back to some very basic Overwatch. Neptuno's going to have sound barrier. They might just speed up Broad Street here.
Yeah, 30 seconds. They need to get on the point. They have to get on the point and win the fight. The sound barrier may be the linchpin, may make all the difference here for Philadelphia Fusion. It is going to be so important. But Poco backing off, trying to play it safe. They're sticking together right now, hoping that somebody will step out of position on Dallas Fuel's side. That's just not the case. Valuable time getting burned off the clock here, Hex. 10 seconds. Billy, you don't have time to wrap. You have to get up on the point right away.
Well, they know they only had one more fight, so they're trying to take it on their own terms here, but Dallas has been playing so patient. First kill might mean everything on this fight.
This is going to be what it's all about. Neptuno's got the sound barrier, just waiting on him to pull the trigger. Elk elects to use the Transcendence first, but we will have AKM. No hesitation on his side. Grab goes through, gets eaten by Poco. That could be big. Self-destructs follow as well, and it's Chaos out and out on the point, and it's all on Philly now to come through, and it's looking great. AKM, OG, all dead. And it's 3 players falling for Dallas Fuel, and it looks like at the very end, Philadelphia Fusion will find success.
We were chatting a little bit before this match started, and you said it seems like we've had a lot of D.Va player of the matches. Well, you see right there the importance of D.Va. The only ability in the game to completely negate an ultimate before it even comes off. Defense Matrix eats up projectiles. Graviton is a projectile, and we've seen great D.Va play on both sides. That might have been the turning point in the fight. And at the 25th hour, the Philadelphia Fusion will finally take the first point, but still way behind the 8 ball here.
Always got to fight from behind, Hex. You know, they're on the ropes. They're just getting beat up, and they're letting Dallas punch themselves out.
Yeah, a little rope-a-dope action.
There you go. And Philly now, they're in the mix. 2 minutes now to push this payload and get that second point. Dallas Fuel, I like this. Trying to take the fight early. Not going to go ahead and let Philly walk in for free. OG sticking on the Winston only because he's got the primal now. Going to try and get in here to see if he can push anybody out of position, but the focus fire too good on Philly's side. And now this is all just about stalling. He's just trying to delay that cart. Every second matters, as we've seen.
I think he was hoping someone would step towards the ledge. There is a ground there, but a Graviton does come in, catches a couple members of the Dallas Fuel. OG falls down first. We'll see if he ends up switching off of the Winston.
I think he will.
But now the swing back comes through as Zachary's able to take out his opposing number, forces out Transcendence. This one's still up in the air, but it does seem like Philly getting a bit better of it.
Oh, RCK with quick footwork there. Taking us for a ride. We will have the grab thrown in. Closers in to do a little bit of that AoE damage, and 2 kills come through for the Dallas Fuel. Seto and Carpe out of it. And Carpe out of the fight means the fight is pretty much over. Philly gonna back off with 3 of them down. They have to go back to spawn, and Dallas, it's all working out for him right now.
Zach's done a great job so far on the Brigitte, maybe really settling into the role because he's moving into the position to get kills, and then he's also playing defensively. The best Brigittes in the league, like your Prophets, are people who are getting final blows, getting damage, and also doing a ton of healing. So far, it's been a better game from Zach than we've seen. He's got Rally up.
Got Rally up, and AKM's gonna just eliminate Sato with the help of his support backline. OG goes charging through, just stomps EQO into the ground. And Dallas Fuel, they're all the way back. This is the first point, guys. This isn't where you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be over by the payload.
Now this is where they respawn, and very rarely have teams been able to come out of normal respawn. Now, on this point, they have to wrap all the way around. It buys so much time, and that ominous music you hear means that it is getting very close to zeros on the clock. Only 15 seconds left.
Only 15, exactly. Cue the music. Zimmerman's in the house, and well, Philly, they're on point. Rallies used by EQO, trying to beef his teammates up. We have the support ults online for both of these teams. Sound barrier is going to be there, and Sato gets his shatter canceled. No good as the grab goes through, and Dallas Fuel managed to weather the storm. Good delay on the trance there as well. Could make all the difference. Sato dropping so low, and eventually he's going to have to go down. AKM, fully charged up, is going to wipe him out. Too much damage to handle, and Philly will get sent back to spawn. Neptuno, the last guy here.
Sent back home, that's it. No one from Philadelphia is going to be able to touch, and the Dallas defense holds strong. I like when people talk some trash. I also like it a lot more when they back it up.
And they back it up, that is the big play. 2-map lead now for Dallas, and Carpe not looking too happy about it. The rest of the team either. EQO living up to his name. But we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll hear what the halftime crew have to say.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile. High ground or low ground, T-Mobile has you covered.
Dallas Fuel are up 2-0 coming into the half, making it look pretty easy and making that trash talk look like the real deal coming into this one. Welcome, everybody. It's Puckett. We've got Zoe. We've got Bren once again. And Dallas are in control of this match over Philadelphia. Bren, one of the questions, though, I've seen on Twitter is, why is Dallas choosing to run AKM instead of effects sometimes on the Zarya? Can you break that down for us?
Yeah, absolutely. So I know for a matter of fact that Dylan, AKM, you know, I can call him by his first name. We're tight like that.
Okay.
He is a better caller than effect. He's a much more vocal caller. And his Diva play, or his Zarya play, reflects in that in particular. He is a much better Zarya on average in terms of how he uses the bubbles and how much average energy he's manages to really scrape out of this. And that's shown even further as well by the stats in that first match. It was really quite overwhelming when you compare Carpe and AKM statistics in particular. But just in general, it is as well. It comes down to the calling itself. AKM just seems to have a better understanding of when to be using these Zarya bubbles a lot of the time.
Generally, I feel like Dallas had so much team cohesion in the way they use their ults and everything else. Here is the direct comparison with Carpe and AKM. Keep in mind that, of course, Carpe's team overall struggled a little bit, so it's a lot harder for him to actually push out good stats, whereas AKM just led in every single regard possible. He was just going mad.
The average energy is a big one. For a Zarya player at home, if you're averaging over 50, you're having a good game.
Exactly.
Over 55, you're having a pretty strong game. Over 60, that's darn impressive.
Yeah, and all of that will translate into the hero damage done, and that will translate into kills, so it all comes together in the end like that.
I like it a lot. Looking forward here, is AKM going to be the secret of success here for the Dallas Fuel? They only need one more map to take down Philadelphia.
That's true, but...
It seems so, genuinely. I think, as well, we looked at the statistics on that. There's a 47% chance of them winning team fights when AKM is in the lineup compared to 35 when Effect is in. So you can see there's a very clear difference there in terms of how successful Dallas Fuel are when he's in the lineup.
All right, so before we leave this halftime, I have to ask you, though. There's a lot of Philadelphia fans here in the venue, but also watching in Philly right now. So how does Philly get back in this game? How do you see it happening in the second half?
Oh, boy, you're throwing me the hard one. Reverse sweep, can it happen? Yeah, well, the fans are definitely, they're important with that one. They will do it with the power of friendship and all the energy from the fans. That's how they're going to get back into this.
I think it's Carpe. Keep your eyes on the young man, EQO, as well. This one's not done, but that's going to do it for halftime. But before we go, working with your team is a must for any good Diva player. So we sat down with the 2018 Dennis Havelka Award winner, Mickey, from the Dallas Fuel, to get some tips on how to improve your own Diva play at home. This is Game Set, sponsored by Omen by HP.
Mickey the hero again! Turn it up big here for Dallas.
Hey guys, my name is Bongpop Latana Sangchod. My nickname is Mickey, also it's my battle tag. I play for Dallas Fuel. It's very important to have a good Diva on your team because if you don't know exactly how to play Diva, it's gonna be like Feeder because she has 600 HP. This is the most important thing, the display mode. When you do full screen, it's gonna put all resource of your graphic card to the game. For sound, I suggest you to keep it on because when it's gonna be last fight, the music is running. This is a crosshair thing. Show accuracy, I gonna off that. Thickness, I'm gonna do lowest. Crosshair length, I do 15. Center gap, this is one of the most important thing. I want to do is low, but not too low. So I do 7 dot, turn it off, and that's my crosshair. What role Diva should have play is like, it depends on the meta. Basically, as a Diva, it's very good to stay alive and help people. You're supposed to be protecting your teammate instead of like trying to do a big play. So I'm gonna give you guys some the tips for different metrics. Most of players, they use different metrics when you knew it's gonna be a huge damage incoming. Eating Cyrograph, you need a luck. You can't react to that because the Graviton go out before she say it. But Mei say it before she throw the Blizzard. If you know that Mei has a Blizzard, just don't use metrics at all. And then when you heard the sound, just hold right click. In general, if you want to use metrics, Dynamite from Ashe and Analysts is the biggest thing you should eat when you play Diva. A good way to use Diva Ultimate, this is like, you're supposed to use that as a combo or use it as a team play. So as a Diva to combo with Graviton Surge, when she uses Graph, you have to throw the bomb almost right after. To combo with the Earth Shatter with the Diva bomb, I would say throw the bomb behind Rhyme. So Reinhardt need to pick one to block bomb or shatter. Either one, you're gonna get killed by Diva Bomb or Big Shatter.
Welcome back from the break and the halftime report, everybody. We are live right now with Dallas Fuel versus Philadelphia Fusion. If you just happen to be tuning in, I broke my glasses earlier and I can't see without corrective lenses, so I have to wear my sunglasses in case you're wondering. Not a rock star, but, well, I mean, that's a lie. Definitely am. But we're getting into the match, and we're going to see if Philly can bounce back here, Hex.
Well, I think, you know, Philadelphia, obviously, they go to more map 5s than anybody anyway, so I'm not counting this one out just yet. And also, our next map is going to be an assault map. Dallas has not won an assault map yet this year. In fact, they've looked pretty bad on the assault map. So if Philly's going to start the reverse sweep, they're going to the right place to do it. You know, it's been pretty close, but Dallas overall is just running 3-3 better. There's no doubt about it. Their economy has been in better shape. They're using ultimates better. They're just getting more value, and value is the name of the game when it comes to 3 tanks and 3 supports.
Do you think it has anything to do with the bit of smack talk coming into this match? Oh, never mind. Hold on. What is going on here? Effect is in the game now.
All right.
Interesting. Considering the success, I mean, we just spent 10 minutes bigging up AKM, and now we have Effect subbing in for him.
Yeah,
okay, then.
It's an interesting move for Dallas. We'll see how it bears out for them. So maybe they have a different strategy they want to run. On Horizon Lunar Colony, they've run some weird stuff on this before on defense, and look, none of it's worked so far. They've tried to run a Junkrat Widow combination, and they got stomped by San Francisco on it. Previously on Assault, I believe they played the Charge, and the Charge threw a bunch of nutty stuff at them, and they had no answers on that map. I believe full health on the first. So Assault, as a map type, has just not been good for Dallas. Maybe they've got a new strategy, because what they've been trying just hasn't been working.
Curious to see. Back pocket, any strats?
See
Now's the time to show it.
Let's get some Effect Ash on this on the play.
I don't recognize that guy in the middle, though. Who is that? Red Visor? There's some guy.
It's OG.
It's somebody. OG.
Soldier 23? Is that what it? No.
Was it 75?
I don't know.
That's been so long. I don't know. My memory gets a little hazy, Hex.
It's Clint Eastwood, I'm pretty sure. So, somewhere in there. In the movie rights, we've got Clint to play it.
They are on the offense. So, guys, in case you're wondering, Dallas Fuel will be on the offense, Philadelphia Fusion on the defense, and that's why we're getting to see such crazy things out the gates. RCK on a Genji. Get out of here. Get on that mech.
Philadelphia is running a standard as standard can be composition. Of course, the small wrinkle being a Winston instead of a Reinhardt in this mix. They like those kind of vertical tanks, those diving tanks, if you will. So very classic Philadelphia style, who runs a dive tank on defense a little more often than a lot of teams.
We're seeing an exact similar strategy. It's great. Now we're going to get to really see the comparison between effects and between AKM.
As long as
How
effect
does
doesn't
Dallas
die
play
first,
out?
they should be fine.
How do they fight it out here? Is it going to be cleaner, or is it going to be a bit more rough? Great offense coming in here from Philadelphia Fusion, really taking the fight, but they may have overextended just a little bit. Sato, it was either OG or Sato who was going to die first, and it looks like Sato was the first to flinch. Dallas Fuel trying to take advantage of this now, going to try and press on to the point. There isn't a whole lot that Philly can do without their main tank. EQO getting nuked.
Just pushing them all out of the way, kind of a juke onto the sky, but with that one kill, they didn't need to take the long walk through the space. Already getting a lot of progress here. 66% would be permanent 2 ticks. They get that with ease. Philadelphia, are you even going to fight? They jump in at the last second.
That's not on Poco too. Get out. You're not allowed to contest. Carpe, though, will lead the charge here for his team. Starts it off strong with the kill on Unko, but he overextends and goes down to the hands of RCK. That's going to be the go signal here for Dallas Fuel. They have to get onto the point now. No Zarya to worry about anymore.
Philadelphia is so spread out here as well. They just lost one, but now going to throw in some ultimates and good timing there on the ult to keep everybody alive. As OG falls down, they're going to kind of bully them out, and it might be time for Dallas to reset. It definitely is now with RCK getting demeched. They're looking for a little bit more cleanup here. They will get just that. RCK resets himself. And a nice, patient recontest by Philadelphia. I wasn't even sure they were going to be able to touch it, but they had a better plan than I did, able to go in. They had to use a few ultimates to keep that one alive, though. So, as is tradition, Dallas in the lead when it comes to ultimate advantage.
Maybe getting a little, I mean, I got excited admittedly, Hex. I was like, it's time to go. Carpe's dead. And, you know, maybe OG gets a little bit too excited, a little bit too far forward, and overextends just enough for Philadelphia Fusion to hold. That being said, you're accurate. You're right in pointing it out. Many ults on the board right now for Dallas Fuel. They have all the tools in the toolbox. Nothing, they didn't forget any at a friend's place. They've got everything they need here to go to work. And there it is, the D-Matrix point blank straight on. There's the smash, and we will have Poco getting D-Max. Follow-up possible on the edge. And it will be OG getting blown up by Poco.
One of the more defensive self-destructs I've seen. He wanted a new mech, but the shatter hit 2 people behind it, unable to get anything done because that self-destruct was in the way. Great positioning by Poco there. Maybe intentional. I'll give him the credit for it. Sato's going to come in and knock some people about as well. And Dallas has used some ultimates to no avail here.
They used some. They used nearly all of them. What's this? Dallas, you need to get more value than that out of those kinds of plays, and now they may be paying for it. RCK's got the self-destruct. The money self-destruct right now could maybe turn it around. EQO gonna get the rally in to beef his teammates up, and now the trance gets thrown in as well. So a solid contest coming out here from Philadelphia Fusion. OG gets cut off from the rest of his team right around the corner. He will die. Same goes for Sato, though, so both main takes out of the fight.
Dallas can fight this. They're getting ultimates online now. They're gonna have rally, and they're gonna have self-destruct, but Elf steps in big, takes down Closer.
Yeah, that was a nice grab thrown in by Carpe. Carpe fully charged as well, so he is just hitting like a jackhammer right now. So much hurt. Hey, guess what? Shields, you don't got him! Carpe and EQO, they're dead! Neptuno and Elk, the last 2 here. And they're doing the best they can to buy some time. Poco once again with the self-destruct in the corner. This time, however, will not find a kill, and Dallas will finally succeed in taking the first point, but that was not the fastest time. They could have got it done a whole lot quicker. Only 4 minutes on the clock.
We saw OG's really cool charge on Numbani there. He charges the self-destruct bomb away from his team, puts up his shield so he doesn't have to worry about it. It's about creating space as a tank. He doesn't want his team to have to sit back. He wants them on the point finishing kills. So he says, don't worry, I'll move this bomb out of the way. I got it. Come in and kill everything.
Sick style points. And now they're going to press in. Dallas going to take advantage. Wrap onto the high ground. Philadelphia just keeping their distance. Eventually, OG is going to get comfortable here. He's just charging forward. OG shows no fear. Knows that he's got his team to back him up, and it is now going to turn into the chaotic situation that it is. As Sato will get caught out with the help of Closer. He goes down. And there's the big shatter. There's the big cleanup. The grab gets thrown in. Carpe just going to throw it into the mix as well, but that's not really going to help things. Dallas Fuel, 1 tick, soon to be 2. Poco's going to contest, but that's not going to last long. Great focus fire out on Sato, and this could very well be it. Are they going to be able to get out in time? EQO with the rally. Dies immediately. Neptuno, not long for this world. And it is Carpe now the one trying to buy time as they stream in one after another on the Philadelphia Fusion side. It will not be enough, and Dallas Fuel kept us guessing, kept us wondering a little bit there, but they get the job done and find 2 points.
OG rather has had himself really interesting charges, even there towards the end as the opposing Ryan charges in. He charges him down. We'll see if he can continue that high level of play on the other half when we return from the break.
So Dallas Fuel, they had us wondering there for a little bit, but they do eventually find success on Lunar Colony. 2 points picked up for them. Philadelphia Fusion, after a strong start, they faltered at the very end. So it will be them flipping now to the offense. Dallas Fuel on the defense. We have a replay coming up here. Final engagement. And you might get the OG Sato charge here.
Yeah, this is Sato's coming in. He's trying to find something, but OG last second pulls off that charge onto him. You don't even see the animation begin.
That was the split-second charge. He just turns around and insta-hits it. But once again, OG, he never fails to impress here on Dallas. A linchpin for the team. A pillar.
I mean, it's almost an entirely different Dallas roster than they began last year with. A lot of the players that are still on the roster have not gotten any significant playing time. The only guy who's really gotten a lot of playing time from last year has been Effect and AKM, but OG was a late add, Unko a late add, Closer new this year, Zach new this year, RCK new this year. So they're still burning blue, but they're burning new.
That was so clean. Gave me shivers. Let's see if this is going to work out here for the Philly Fusion. Are they going to be clean, or are they going to start stumbling in? And well, there's not a whole lot of progress that's going to get made, although they do find the kill on Zachary. Unko with the headshot on Elk to kick off the fight, but trading support for support means that Philly can still keep it up if they want to. But it's turning into that dance, and they will not fully commit. Just going to wait patiently as the taxi service Neptuno Incorporate ferries Elk back into the fight.
Got to bring him back in to make sure that they're ready for it. Maybe have a little bit of a window where they're going to be able to fight 6v5. Not going to be the case. And Zach's back in the mix as well. Full strength from both sides here as the high ground poke war begins in earnest. Ooh, nice knockoff.
Yeah, that's a value. That actually forces them down to the low ground. They will get the focus on OG though, Philly. He tried to follow up on that, but quick reactions, quick calls there from Philly, adjusting to the situation. And Philly right now on the way to picking up a much faster time on the first point. Unless Dallas can get in here to contest. Looking like they will elect to take the fight, but Zachary just trickling in. Not long for this world. We should lose Closer again as well, and that will be the team kill. Everybody out of the fight for Dallas. So, Philadelphia Fusion, all in all, pretty much 2 minutes faster than Dallas on the offense here.
Yeah, much more aggressive there. It all starts with taking over the high ground, knocking them off, and then converging on a single target. In this 3-3 composition, if you can isolate 1 or 2 heroes and get a uneven fight at a 4v3 or 4v2, you're in a good spot.
OG getting cut off. He's going to get focused. He is on already. The trance just a second too late from Unko. Good delay there on Elk's side. He's going to make sure that his team, his trance stays up just a little bit longer. And that will bear out. Another kill here on the Dallas Fuel. Zachary getting run over, and now Effect trying to do the best that he can.
Poco, another huge play, able to eat the Graviton Surge. Carpe's on the other side didn't get anything done, but at least they hit the ground and zone them out. Right now, Philadelphia cleaning up. Dallas needs at least 1 kill to try to get back into it. They're going to invest Sound Barrier to start.
They're doing a good job. Closer delays his. Tries to make it last as best he can, but the focus fire is just too good here from Philadelphia Fusion. They're finding kill after kill, and they will succeed in tying it up. 2-2 in a very quick time here for Philadelphia Fusion, looking so good coming into this. And now, well, it's on the Fuel. They're going to be on offense, and we'll see what they're capable of when it comes to crunch time. We're taking a break, and when we come back, we'll find out what happens next. right back into the action we go. Countdown has begun to see if Dallas are going to be able to get it done here. In fact, Zachary, we'll see if Zachary elects to stay on the summer. That could be an adjustment made here on the Dallas side of things. Try and change up the strategy because they did struggle quite a bit to pick up the first point here on Lunar, their first go-around on offense. So maybe time to try and shake things up, Hex.
What we do know for certain is that Philadelphia's defense is set. That is the lineup that they're going to be running on defense. 3 minutes and 7 seconds in the time bank for the Dallas Fuel, and I just really like how Poco's been playing. It's not just the bombs, which he's so famous for, but it's the disruption, it's the scoop off edges, it's the isolation of targets. It's been a very, very good game so far for Poco.
Well, you can see Poco just trying to fill the air with bullets for this exact situation. If Zachary was going to go for Sombra, trying to get through, if he gets hit, he comes out of stealth, everybody sees him, he usually dies, or at least he translocates out, which is what we saw in the end. So we will have Zachary eventually switching back over onto the Brigida, and we will have a return to the norm here for Dallas Fuel. Unko, however, that's not part of it. He's dying. He gets so low. He needs to get topped, and Sato's going to pancake him. Sato with the 2 kills here to kick things off for Philly.
This seems much more Philadelphia style than we saw in a couple of their previous defenses, where they just gave up the stairs for free. Philadelphia is, I think, best when they're playing aggressive against teams, not letting them take space, because there were a few times where Dallas was able just to walk up the stairs. And on this map, that's why teams have been going through space, is because teams are forcing them to do so. This way, they're seeing if they're going to play aggressive or not. Sato gets the jump pack damage onto him. Nice cleanup there.
Super solid. With the help, I mean, you got to give it to Elk as well. Getting those orbs out there, getting those discords into play, just amping up that damage. He's been doing great work so far. It seems like he's starting to hit his stride. And we will have a start here where Sato gets picked. And so Dallas may see a chance to start pressing forward. 1:40 on the clock for them. Elk going down as well, out in the open. These are costly mistakes getting made by Philly. Dallas have a real shot now.
I believe Sato actually hit Primal too, so that's so much health donated to the damage pool, thus the ult pool of the Dallas Fuel. They're going to be in a great position ultimate-wise to try to snowball this, try to avalanche from first point to second point. Should be there with the rally. Unko's getting there, and if those stay alive long enough, they should definitely get some other ultimates online, effect at 90%, and then they're going to have grab as well. So as story has been the entire series, Dallas has just done a better job with ultimate management.
Clearly bearing out so far. They need to be quick here, though. Only 1.5 minutes to pick up this second point. And once again, similar style from Philly. They take the fight straight to Dallas. No fear in their eyes. They're going to get in there. They're going to get the job done. 3 quick kills coming through here for the Philadelphia Fusion. And looking for more. Perfect from Sato. There you go. Unko, wrong place, wrong time. That's awkward.
They lost Neptuno, but one of the questions I had is if Philadelphia plays this aggressive style and they jump in on them, how is Dallas going to react? Does Zach have his shield bash up to be able to stun them out and then get the orb on them and follow out these targets? It hasn't been the perfect dive every time, so there's a moment where these tanks are in there alone that you have to punish them on. So what they were able to do with Sato earlier, now Sato on the Reinhardt is going to be a little bit different than jumping Winston, but how does Dallas react to the aggressive style of this Philadelphia defense?
So far, they've reacted by taking the high ground, the other point of entrance here. And there's the grab. This time it's successful for effect. They will connect with it. No way to drop the shield, though, and so the self-destructs just rain in and do a whole lot of nothing. Counter shatter coming through, trading them back and forth, and Sato's hanging on by a thread. Excellent support coming in from his team to keep him alive that much longer. Valuable time getting burnt off the clock, but so far, so good here for Dallas.
Everyone used everything, but look at Unko. Look at the HP he's got from that rally. 300 HP, Zenyatta just going to town. No one's able to pressure him. No one's alive. It's just cleanup time for Unko.
Yeah, he's doing excellent work. Just as long as he stays alive like this, he's got all the targets in the world. And eventually that armor will wear off. But now it's on whether, well, I mean, the thing is they need to get a follow-up here and a decisive one for Dallas. So long as this number of players stays alive here for Philly, it's actually shaping up nicely for Philadelphia Fusion. It's Dallas now who need to get something going.
Sato went to the mobile tank in the ham and was able to get back to Unko. Unko out of the fight. Effect will fall next, and now it's a 4v6 desperation time, but the cleanup comes through for Philadelphia. And I do believe this will probably be the end of Dallas' second offense.
Yes, this will. You'll lose him. You're losing effect, you're losing the damage, you're losing that killing blow. And it will be a successful hold here for Philadelphia Fusion. So, 3 points on the board for Dallas Fuel. Philadelphia Fusion with 2, and with more time in the bank to work with, Philly. Keep in mind, they were much faster on the offense on the first go-around. They have 5.5 minutes to work with going into this next half.
You know, I know we've said it before last season and this season, but the Philadelphia personality as a team is to be scrappy, to be kind of aggressive, to be, as their mascot in Philadelphia, to be gritty, if you will, and play that super aggressive style to make other teams uncomfortable. You don't expect to get jumped on in a lot of places that Philadelphia will jump you on, and that's been throwing teams off a little bit, and sometimes they're not ready. So I think Philadelphia does a good job of seeing cooldowns and then going in. Oh, they don't have Matrix, let's go in. Oh, I think I just saw Bash, let's go in. So their aggressive style of play is their personality, it is their identity. I'd like to see them stick with it a little more.
Philly, I mean, the issue here for Dallas is if Philly start to hit their stride going into it. I mean, Dallas looked so dominant on the first 2 maps.
Yes.
And now they're looking like a totally different team. Carpe is outperforming Effect in pretty much every metric. I mean, your Zarya is your key player, your key hero in this kind of strategy. And if your Zarya isn't measuring up, if AKM has a better Zarya than Effect, that's a real problem for Fuel because they might allow Fusion to get some confidence, start feeling good, going into that 4th map. It is possible. Philly are entirely capable of running it back here versus Dallas. So we're going to see how this all pans out now as Dallas Fuel are on the defense. They've got a long time to hold here. 5 minutes on the clock for Philadelphia Fusion. And well,
not pressured. I'm surprised they didn't go straight up the stairs there. But maybe they saw that Dallas was rotating and going to take a little longer haul here, going out into space. Trying to find the way and get the shield up, and now they're going to bully their way, and the bubble goes on to Sada, letting him be very aggressive and swing away. They've created some space, and knockdown will put OG on the low ground.
D-Mech on RCK. This is a big start. RCK just gets caught out. The stun was there from EQO, and he had no way out. This is a potential good opening here for Philadelphia Fusion. 1 tick of progress already. They're halfway there. Dallas Fuel trying to mount a defense, trying to find a way in to contest at the end, but they're getting forced out into the open. The bubble is gone instantly, and OG is going to fall because of it. Elk goes down for Philly. We no longer have a Discord for Philly, but this is pretty much it. Job done for Philly, and they're going to have so much time to work on the 2nd point now.
Yeah, you got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, and there Dallas did not know when to fold them. They re-engaged with everybody. Now they're just donating all of this into the ultimate fun of the Philadelphia Fusion. Philadelphia, who didn't have to use any ultimates, got all their ults up, and they're going to have nearly everything going forward. OG switches, so this is a huge window of opportunity for Philadelphia to close out this map.
No Primal to worry about. And now he's starting off at 0, obviously, going into it. It's going to be a while before we see the mines.
You got to go. You got to just go. Philadelphia has to know they're in a huge advantage abilities-wise.
They find the opening. I mean, they've got the grab. Rally's going to get thrown in here. That is EQO taking the fight to him. Sato goes for the shatter as well. Wastes no time. Once again, they delete RCK. That opens it up for Carpe to go in and throw the grab with impunity. He does not have to worry exactly about the D-Matrix. Gathers them all up. There's the self-destruct. Out of the angle, though. They get booped out over the angle. I think that just barely kept the Fuel alive, but it seems like there's too much here for the Fusion. The grab will go off, but the kills are still rolling in for the Fusion. The shield should be there. Yep, Sato gets it up in time. RCK, no fresh mech for him. And this will be the Philadelphia Fusion picking up their 1st map of the series.
Almost their own worst enemy with the boop there at the end.
Oh.
It's so instinctual to be using it, but there were no shields up for the Dallas Fuel. Knocks them out of that, and they're able to clean it up anyway. Philadelphia trying to run it back on the reverse sweep. Map 5 in Philadelphia Fusion. Name a more iconic duo. We'll see if we get there right after the break.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
All right, welcome back from the break, everybody. Dallas Fuel, are they regretting their decision to bring Effect in for a map? Is that going to cost them the series? These are the questions that we have to ask ourselves, Hex, because the stat berries came in the break and gave me a very interesting stat to go over here. 47% of the time, Dallas win team fights with AKM. 35% of the time with Effect. And across the board in terms of stats on Zarya play, Carpe was just head and shoulders above Effect this whole match long. So
yeah. In tough, yeah, 15% of the time Effect dies first in team fights. It just can't happen when you're having that on the Zarya. No one's doubting Effect's ability on several other heroes. Good hero, not his meta. It's fine. You got to know your limitations. You know what you're good at, know what you're bad at, and the world will treat you better. There he comes back in. AKM subbing in for Effects.
Turns out Dallas want to win.
Turns out Dallas want to win.
AKM subbing in for Effect.
Here's the thing. Bottom line is, if you're going to run 3-3 as much as they're running it, then you bring in AKM. And look, AKM is a very good Widow player. He was brought up as like a Soldier 76 way back in the day. He's got a good Sombra. He's got a good mind for the game. So I think bringing AKM in makes a ton of sense. He can play all those things, but I think we're going to see a lot more 3-3. So our next map is Dorado.
That is going to be it. We've seen a lot of it. Dorado, an exciting map to close the series out on. The teams are confident. They've had plenty of experience on it, and they seem to be gelling well now with the new strategies. Well, I don't know if we can keep calling it new for this season, but the 3-3, the big beef, goats, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be Dorado, though, to kick things off. And now we have to see that one win. Is that enough for Philly to get that confidence back going into this and take us to a map 5?
It very well may be. Philadelphia on this map previously has pretty much just run 3-3. It suits their style as well when you get Sato on the Winston. You got Winston and Diva jumping up to the high ground, especially on second point. First point, probably a Reinhardt point, but they have some experience on it. I don't believe, and I double check, but I don't believe Dallas has played Dorado yet this year. So we'll see what they want to run on it. Maybe they've got an interesting strategy. Maybe they don't. Philadelphia could also run darn near anything. You can run, a Pharah, you can run a Widow, you can run a lot of different things. It's also one of the better McCree maps when you're on defense, so we'll see what teams want to run. Though, I don't want to get your hopes up because I think we're going to see a lot of 3-3.
Yeah, buddy. Or the variant where you have the Sombra in, so it's like 3... What is it?
3-2-1.
3-2.5?
3-2-1.
3-2.5?
3-2-1 lights out. That's why you wait for the EMP.
There you go. Oh, that's a great way to put it, Hex. You're so clever. All right. Getting into it. 2-1. Dallas Fuel in the lead on the defense. Philadelphia Fusion gotta keep their hopes alive by winning this map. A little bit of payload progress here at the start, but do we have anybody lying in wait? Yes, we do. RCK on the high ground, waiting for the hack. If he spots out Sato, that's gonna be the prime target to get the hack on. Remove the shield, kill the Rhine. Nowhere for them to hide. And interestingly enough, he decides to show himself just by taking pot shots here, so he's gonna try and show, or at least put them, yep. That's the thing. You show yourself, you don't have that element of surprise.
Yeah, it puts the fear in them, though, and you can sometimes make a shield pivot, and then you get a nice little volley from your Zenyatta or some sort of follow-up on it. Or is Get really just trying to charge his ultimate up right now? He knows he's not going to end up being able to solo out any of these kills with Philadelphia moving together the way they are. Maybe you can get a Zenyatta hacked and then some damage over the top. But right now, just wants to build up his ultimate ability so that they can win a team fight using only the EMP, which is why Semmler is so valuable in this meta.
Exactly right. They're all grouped up. They all get hacked. They all are very, very silent. And the Dallas Fuel right now out in the open will find success once again. And losing Carpe is a big deal for Philly. That's a lot of their damage that just went to the grave, and they're going to get run over. Nowhere to run or hide. The bubbles, they're gone.
It's the damage, it's the utility, it's everything that comes with Zarya. She's such an important part of the 3-3 composition. It enables your Rhine to swing away. When his shield breaks, you can cover him. When Anwin gets out of position, you can cover him. You're doing most of the damage on your team usually, along with your Zenyatta, so that's why Zarya, you lose Zarya, you lose the fight.
Hey, turns out EMP's a pretty good ability when you hit all 6. That is big. Poco desperate. Oh, he just makes it through the door.
I mean, you think about what do you have left when you get silenced by an EMP on each of the heroes that Philadelphia has. No healing or no song for Lucio. No orbs from your Zenyatta. No defense matrix, no boosters from your Diva. No shields, no fire strike from your Rhine. You're pretty much just hitting mouse 1 and hoping something happens. No bubbles from your Zarya. No emergency pack from your Brigitte.
What you're highlighting here, Hex, is that all of these heroes are pretty much entirely dependent on their abilities. They're not the mechanically dependent heroes like, hey, you silence the Reaper. He's still got shotguns to blow your face off with, or a McCree with a 6-shooter. He's still going to mess you up. That's the thing that we're seeing. That's why Sombra can be so powerful in this current meta. We already have the ults getting thrown in now from both teams to lay on the trance. Unko still holding on to his. Could have liked to throw it in now, but we will have the grab thrown. Sound barrier is there, shield eliminated, and they are just dancing back and forth. The long waits, and it looks like Philly are gonna come out on top.
Elk holding his own so far there. It's been a nice little round from him, getting a couple of kills, and it does seem like Philadelphia finally getting the throughput they need on the cleanup. Will grab first point, checkpoint. They're gonna move forward, see if they can find anything up there, because this door is gonna take a bit to open up. But they feel happy at where they are in their ultimate situation. Carpe doesn't need to poke ahead and try to get more damage. He's already got his ultimate ability up, so any damage he'd be doing would just be giving the other team support ultimates, because they're going to heal up the damage he does while he gains nothing from it.
Well, guess what else is online here? Once again for Dallas. It's RCK. His team are ready, and there's the EMP. Once again, 4 of them hacked instantly. Elk gets focused immediately. Sato is down so low, and we will lose 3 here for Philadelphia Fusion. And you see it all just panning out. And Dallas are really close together. They were right on top. They timed that perfectly. RCK, as soon as he was in position, rest of the team goes smashing through. That's exactly how it's supposed to go.
It wasn't a terrible idea from Carpe to try to use a defensive Graviton there, because he didn't get hit by the EMP, so he's Gravitons them. There's not a lot of range damage in this composition, so if you can keep the Reinhardt from swinging away at your team, you could be in a decent spot. So I like the idea. It didn't end up working out for them. Now a couple of ultimates, still the advantage for Philadelphia. Elk has actually really stepped into his own this game. He has shut down Sombra a couple times.
Yeah, it's a different beast. He's getting those kills. Bubbles are up, and there's the Shatter follow-up. AKM getting covered, however, will barely survive. That's so important. Closer goes down. OG's going to get caught off from the rest of his team. And so Philadelphia Fusion will win this fight, but AKM survives, which means that his energy will still be up. If he can just wait for his teammates to get back in here, they should be in a decent enough spot to challenge on the second point.
It looks like a whole new
maybe not.
You have to wonder if he just had nerves first time being on the Overwatch League stage there, because he looks like a different player right now. Dallas going to contest this point, but OG gets segmented out.
That was sick positioning. Poco just set the trap, waiting in the back line, and then it's an impossible situation for OG at that point. Which way do you face with your shield? You're dead either way. And so he walks right into it. Dallas Fuel not going to be able to hold on this second point. Philadelphia Fusion starting to pick up some steam. 3 minutes on the clock now for them to take this payload all the way home.
It's been a very good Dorado for them so far. Only really one fight lost, and that was early in the map. Now, Dallas does have the advantage, however small, on their ultimates. It's going to be a question if they want to use them to try to win a fight before Philadelphia gets there, because they're rapidly approaching. There comes the Graviton out of it. A nice charge from OG. There's the combo play. Nice job.
There it is. That's how it's supposed to go. OG even hitting his preferred target, removing the Rhine shields. Nowhere to hide. AKM fully charged up, buzzing away.
Yeah, I've said it before. It's just like a Microsoft Paint delete tool when you're that high. You're just erasing stuff here and there. You're a hero, now you're gone. Oh, it's magic.
RCK in position again. This is going to be the EMP. Once again, it works perfectly. 4 of them silenced on the Philly side, and that is going to be picture perfect for the Dallas Fuel. 2 minutes on the clock for Philadelphia Fusion, and they've been sent back to spawn. Just worth pointing out that once again, AKM in the lead on all stats compared to Carpe on the Zarya. So it's AKM, he is putting in work. It does seem like he is feeling the Zarya a bit more.
RCK going to set himself in position to be a good scout for his team, let him know what angle they're coming in on. Maybe get a hack if someone struggles behind. You see Neptuno looking for him. It's called spy checking, essentially. Sombra's invisible. When she takes damage, she becomes very visible, so you just want to spin in circles, really.
Let's go. If anybody got that impression, you're a boss. Zachary, you're in.
It's supposed to be a pyro?
Yes!
I got you.
You got it, Hex. Let's go. 2 kills coming through for the Fuel, and Philadelphia Fusion running into the blender right now. It isn't pretty. They're painting the walls red. And that is fight after fight going Dallas Fuel's way. They are definitely starting to look good. Setting themselves up here. If they hold here at the point, this is big. Dallas Fuel, they're definitely starting to shape up nicely.
Dorado can be a tough map to finish for the offense, but I like that Dallas is taking the aggressive approach out here. Make them fight for every inch on Dorado. If you're not able to get to the cart, you're not able to get progress on the cart. We'll see if Philadelphia tries to get like a very aggressive speed in rotation here and try to get the positional advantage.
That was an unfortunate bubble. RCK, how quick can he get the EMP up? Nice dodge. Shield was up though, so it's all right. Shatter is gonna get ignored. We will have the grab thrown in. Perfectly done here by AKM. Sound barrier thrown in as well here for the fuel. OG, despite it all, though, will not survive. The Rhine is down now, but there's the follow-up EMP thrown into it. AKM, he's buzzing, he's full, and he's just gonna wipe him out.
It's a great EMP there. The Transcendence had come down. Neptuno uses the beat late into this fight, so now they've got nothing to prevent themselves from getting wiped up in an incoming Graviton Surge as AKM is getting there again. AKM getting a Graviton Surge every 1 minute and 30 seconds. Average energy at 62. Carpe's average energy, 37.
It's brutal.
You can't tell the tone of my voice. That's not good.
That's not good. If AKM is heading, I mean, look at this, again with the grab. Philly Popo with the bomb. It's not gonna find a target though. And now, well, I mean, you kind of got EQO. He was like hanging out on the other side of the payload. I hope they don't see me over here. Sorry, it's not happening. Dallas Fuel took them a little bit to warm up, and now they're gonna get it done. A solid hold. Only 2 points for Philadelphia Fusion, and nowhere near the third either. So we will see Dallas Fuel now. They're setting themselves up for a 3-1 victory over Philadelphia Fusion. It's all on Philly now to deny them the joy. We'll find out after the break. There he is, the man in question, the star for the Dallas Fuel. As far as that team is concerned, he is putting in work. An excellent performance from him so far.
I just love how he's dealt with everything over the last year
Indeed.
or so. He came onto the team and there were some expectations. He was actually, when all the original Overwatch League teams were formed, he was the guy everyone's like,
left out.
He's like, why isn't he on a team, right? Because a lot of his former teammates in an organization called Rogue got signed. Of course, Unko on the team with him now. Soon a former member of that team as well. Nico in the league too. So everyone's like, where's AKM? And then he came on the team. They forced him into roles he wasn't necessarily comfortable with. Most notably, as Genji was not the greatest Genji the world's ever seen, but he just stepped into it. He embraced it. He's like, yeah, it wasn't good. I'm gonna get better. And he's gotten better. He's gotten better. He's gotten more vocal. It's been a great redemption arc for AKM.
It certainly has, especially considering the amount of flack he took day in, day out during those dark days. It definitely messed with him, but he stayed the course. A truly admirable human being, and we're gonna get into it. The thick of things already. There's the first pick. RCK wiping out Elk and Sato. Well, who's going to follow without his Zen there to keep him up? That is not going to be pretty. Neptuno doing the best he can here on the point, but that's not going to work. And Carpe, last man to fall. So, first fight won here for the Dallas Fuel. Question of whether or not Philly can get back in position to deny them before they reach the choke point, the arch here, but it doesn't look likely.
Well, they're trying to keep 3 people on the payload so it moves its fastest ability. That's why you want that number back there. They will get through the archway at the very least. Philadelphia regrouping outside, want to go in as a unit. Worst thing you can do in Overwatch is going alone. If you're playing ladder and you don't see 2 of your teammates, you're definitely in the wrong spot.
Now they're grouped up together once again here, Philly, and it's going to be the play positional. Riley gets thrown in here by Zachary, getting his teammates all beefed up. Carpet, wow, it's just, they're all dead. They're all dead. Real horror show. Dallas Fuel. That is quick. 5 minutes on the clock now. And Dallas looking so solid.
It's been about as one-sided as your offense can be for the Dallas Fuel. Very nice play there. OG got a shatter in. Didn't have to use a whole lot. Rally did come off again, and you know, Zach is just ensuring his team wins fights with Rally. Sometimes it doesn't look super pretty. You're like, oh, you didn't need it. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. He gets it up pretty quick, so I'm not super concerned about it, but most of that armor is going to be gone by this fight.
Exactly right. It does wear off. Oh, they're getting a bit ahead of themselves, but once again, the EMP thrown in by RCK. He's looking for it, but it took him a little bit too long. Unko and Closer finding 2 kills. AKM is still alive. There is still a very real threat, but it does look like eventually the Philly will rally, and they will delete the remaining Fuel members. Nicely done not letting AKM get out alive.
Yes.
Do not let him hold on to that energy.
Yeah. EQO does a good job there of getting a couple of kills post-hack. The flail's still very good. Her passive ability to heal up when hitting people, still very good. And Philadelphia Fusion will stabilize here. The tanks take the high ground, while Sato's on the high ground. Poco can get back up there if he wants, but they just want to engage on the low ground here. There's no big threat for Dallas to try to take away the high ground, so Philadelphia knows they're going to have to drop eventually anyway. Might as well just do it now.
That's it. And then, well, Dallas willing to back up. Shield is getting pummeled, and there's the grab. He will have the shields here to bring it back up, OG, but AKM caught out in the open just ahead of the shield. Goes boom, and that's going to be the end of this fight here for Dallas.
So when you have a Graviton and a self-destruct, you want some sort of displacement ability. It's sometimes very difficult to see actually what happened in the fracas of this fight. That one might have actually been a hammer swing. A Reinhardt hammer swing will knock somebody where they don't want to be as well.
Sure.
But really, your Graviton and self-destruct only works if you're able to break the shield or get somebody out in the open or knock somebody into the combination.
Dallas just got to shake it off. They had a very quick time on the first point. Still plenty of time here for the second. So, shake it off. Get focused. OG's got the shatter. Zachary very close to the rally. And RCK has gone back. Oh, big silence. This is a big silence on Carbe. Are they going to be able to capitalize on it, though? It doesn't look like it. Elk, no hesitation on his side. Trance is there to try and keep his teammates up, but it's not going to be enough. Sato out in the open. Gets clobbered. And now Dallas with an edge in this fight. Poco dangerously low himself, could get demeched here, and there will be the focus to follow up. He is out of it.
Philadelphia just got cut in half there, 3 on one side, 3 on the other. Dallas was able to notice it and take uneven fights. They segmented Elk off into the hallway, and Zenyatta alone against pretty much 3 tanks, not going to work out real well for Zen. He can put out damage, but not 2,000 worth of HP damage. Dallas continues to push forward. AKM nearing another Graviton, but more importantly, in my opinion, is that RCK very near his own EMP, gets very low, translate counts out, so now the positioning going to be important to see where he wants to set up.
Yeah, he's going to have it online here. Yep, grab gets thrown in. RCK on the high ground, though, could throw it in. Yes, he does! Instantly deletes Elk. You want to go for the grab combo? I think not. Big plays coming in from RCK. Another star player for Dallas. This guy, he's doing nothing but impress us all. And a second point picked up for Dallas. They will have so much time now. All they have to do is, the victory rectangle's right on the other side of the door.
And they're just going to continue pushing. Why not? You've got to grab. You might use it just on the spawn to lock him out. Dallas is rolling through off the back of this Sombra play. AKM can play it. RCK has shown his versatility as well. And no great response from Philadelphia. They've run the same thing. They're going to try to run a Hammond just to get onto the point. Poco's got to go in.
Yeah, you can't wait.
Hammond's on the point.
It's already there. And the Hammond's going to get deleted immediately. Grab gets thrown in. No hesitation. Poco has to play it careful. Elk with the trance to come in here to try and keep his teammates up. And RCK is surviving. Self-destruct thrown in. The sound barrier's there. And it finds AKM. That is a huge kill for the Philadelphia Fusion of everybody to go down. And Carpe with the headshot. Carpe with the follow-up. Finally getting to show some skill here. That's what it's all about. Carpe, the return to glory, return to form.
Oh,
just put this guy on Widow, please.
He looks so casual about it, too. Just yawn. He's a 3K, no problem. Has to go back, but
now
he clutches it out.
Has to go back. He was yawning because he has to go back to Zarya, Hex. Oh, man.
Oh, it's tragic. It is really tragic to see Carpe not be able to play Widow everywhere all the time.
All right, well, Fuel, they've rallied. They're back together. A lot was used in that last fight, though, for Philly. And the Fuel still have 200. Yep. EMP is in. There it is. Here comes the hammer. Fuel burning bright. They're going to get it done. Dallas Fuel with the win. 3-1 over the Philadelphia Fusion. And the man in question, AKM, first to stand up for the team. He knows. He had a huge role in this win. What excellent work from him and the rest of the Fuel.
Their versatility really coming to shine because they definitely want to play this type of setup with a Sombra and a Zarya on the field at the same time, and AKM being able to play both, very helpful. RCK's versatility has come to bear as well, and this roster looks very good. I just never know which Dallas team we're going to see. They've won 2 matches, 3-1 against good teams, Seoul and Philadelphia. They've lost 0-4 to San Francisco and Guangzhou. So still don't know, but hey, I'll take 2-2 halfway through the stage.
Exactly. There are teams that would love to trade for those standings, but it does feel like now, Philadelphia Fusion is not a team to be taken lightly. They are a real threat, and Dallas just rolled them. It does seem like Dallas is perhaps starting to find their footing. We're going to hand it over to the floor now for an interview.
Thank thanks, guys. We have a special guest here. We have Jane from the Dallas Fuel. Now, we've been hearing a lot of trash talk coming out from you, but your prediction came true. You are the winner in this case. So what do you have to say?
Well, you know, I do a lot of analysis on my Twitch channel. I talk about teams, good and bad, and you know, it's the team's own fault if they get offended by the truth.
Whoa, that was spicy. I loved it. I loved it. Now a little follow-up. You say you are really great at analysis, you know, but the team has been kind of up and down. We've seen a little bit of shaky consistency, but how will you be consistent for the Dallas Fuel for the rest of the season?
Well, that's one of the best parts of the team right now. We've got a great staff, we've got a great infrastructure, everything. So we might start slow, but we're just going to start gaining momentum and get better and better as the season goes on.
Well, you heard it here first. Dallas Fuel is going to get better and better, but for now, gonna kick it back up to the casters. Thank you, Jane, for all of your spice.
Thank you, James. Exactly. And yes, there you have it. Consistency for Dallas Fuel, perhaps on the horizon. They're definitely looking up, Hex.
Well, if they'd won a couple in a row, I might believe that. But they've been 0-4, 3-1, 0-4, 3-1. So that's like the exact opposite of consistency. Look, they look great today. I think they're starting to figure out some of the problems. What I wanted to see from Dallas is, are you going to try this same broken strat, then go into your fixed strats again? And they didn't on Busan. They're using stuff that works and then adapting rather than using stuff that hasn't worked, trying to force it and then adapting.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely shaped up nicely here and sticking to their guns, finding what works. Effect had a map, it didn't pan out, went right back to AKM, and here we go. Dallas are walking away with the key victory at the beginning of this stage. Let's go ahead and take a look now at our player of the match, brought to you by Omen by HP. Big shock here, Hex. Wow, much amaze.
Well, when you go 3-0 with AKM and then you lose the only map you take him out, then I think you can honestly say he's the most valuable player of the match. And no surprise here. His Zarya stats were very good. He's very good at tracking, damage up. The calls were good. The grabs were on point. He got a couple eaten, but that's just commonplace nowadays. And I just think they look like a different team when he's in the game. But give credit to RCK as well, because they needed someone to fill that Sombra role if AKM's going to play Zarya. And he had a very good Sombra game. 5-man, 6-man EMPs.
Yeah, he had a phenomenal performance himself. RCK really stepping up right now, showing what he's capable of. But, you know, Dylan across the board here, as are at this match, very respectable numbers. I mean, that's the thing. As soon as you're up above that 50% on average charge, you're just bringing so much pain to the table.
You speak French. How do you say his last name properly?
Vignette.
Okay, so it's not Big Net, because that's how I'd say it in the Midwest.
Not Big Net.
I'll call him Dylan Big Brain, though, because he's making the right plays on it now. So that is our Omen by HP player of the match. Well-deserved, no surprise to anybody.
There you go, guys. And now, of course, we have 2 more matches coming at you today. Just kicking off the weekend here, live at the Blizzard Arena in Los Angeles. The next match up, Vancouver Titans versus the Guangzhou Charge. And Monty is giving me eyes over the camera, so it's time to go. We're going to take a break, and they'll be bringing the action to you right after that.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by Toyota, official North American partner of the Overwatch League. Toyota, let's go places.